of this year, I can't even speak. Hello everyone! At the start of this year I read the Lunar Chronicles, and I've spoken about this. It was the first series I read in 2017. I absolutely kicked off the year with a big series. There are 4 main books, and then there's like 2 little books, one of short stories and one of a short novella. And then very quickly I went into reading quite a lot of contemporaries, and aside from big fantasy releases that I wanted to read, like Lord of Shadows and A Court of Wings and Ruin and that kind of thing, I've been on a big contemporary kick and I'm reading a lot of contemporaries. But then I read the Narnia series and I read all 7 books and I was really proud of myself. And then I'm also currently in the middle of a Harry Potter reread due to the Wizarding World Book Club that Pottermore have set up. So I've been really loving series, and there are lots of series on my shelf that I haven't started and that I've wanted to start for ages. So I've decided to make this video to like make a point to be like, these are the series I'm gonna read this year, and I've made the videos so I can't back out. There we go. There are more series on my shelf that I haven't started, but here's the series that I have either bought this year and want to read, or I've decided that I'm gonna, you know, want to read more of, or that I want to actually finally get around to reading because they sound really good. Without further ado, here's the series that I want to read the rest of this year. I think I can do it as well. Once I finish Harry Potter, like, I can just focus on these. So the first one is the Shadow and Bone series by Leigh Bardugo, which is the first book in the Grisha trilogy. Last year I read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, which are not the same characters but set in the same world, and I loved those so much. They were like some of the best books I read last year. Crooked Kingdom came out last year and it was one of my favourite books of 2017, and I loved it so much. So I need to read these because these are set in the same world and I want to finally get around to doing it. There's 3 of them, and I've decided that I'm going to spend some time this year, probably over the summer. I might take these on holiday with me because I'm going on holiday for like 2 weeks. I'm going to like 3 different places in 2 weeks. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm going to read these. I probably will take them with me actually, because they're not that big, so that would be quite good holiday reads. And this is about a girl called Alina, and she lives in a place called Ravka, and it's being destroyed by this impenetrable darkness thing, and no one really knows what it is. And she discovers a unique power which just puts her straight in the middle of the Grisha, which is like the city's elite thing, and it's everything that unfolds from there. And like I said, I love Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, but I really need to start these to learn more about the world and how it all unfolds and stuff, so gonna do it. I have actually read some of this one before, but then I never finished it, so I want to finally like properly read them and like get round to it. Then we have the Wrath and the Dawn, and I have the second one here as well, The Rose and the Dagger by Renée Audier, and these are the copies that have came into England recently. They were really hard to get before that, or expensive to get because they had to be shipped over. Really finally want to read these. I've heard so many good things about them, and it is about a ruler of this place, and every day this ruler comes to the town and takes a new bride, and by the next day that bride is dead. And it is about a 16-year-old girl, Shahrazad, who decides to volunteer herself so that she can get revenge from the fact that Khalid, the ruler, killed her best friend. When he takes her home with her, she experiences so many different things and learns different things and realises there's a bit more than that meets the eye to him and everything that's been going on. It sounds very similar to 1,000 Nights by E.K. Johnston. I'm not quite sure which came out first, but I really liked 1,000 Nights and I really liked the story of it, so I'm really looking forward to reading these 2. I've heard so many good things about them, and like everyone's telling me they're really good, so I'm looking forward to reading them. Then I want to read the How to Train Your Dragon series by Cressida Cowell, and I had never seen the film. I've said this story before, but I'd never seen the How to Train Your Dragon film, and I was talking to a friend of mine who said that he preferred it to Big Hero 6, and obviously I love Baymax. Like, Baymax is my fave. Like, Big Hero 6 is my favourite Disney film. Like, I mean, I've got like top 3 favourite Disney films. Big Hero 6 is up there. Like, they all kind of like move around as #1, but like I've got my 3 main faves. Tangled and Basil the Great Mouse Detective are the other 2, just in case you were wondering. Anyway, so I love Big Hero 6 so much, when I was like, what? How can you say this? So I was like, well, actually, I've not seen How to Train Your Dragon, so I need to like watch that before I can argue. But I didn't argue. There was no arguments. I watched the film and I loved it. I cried. It was so good. I still think I slightly prefer Big Hero 6 because Baymax is just like in my heart forever. But I loved it, and I loved Hiccup. And I love Toothless, like, so cute. This is literally like a How to Train Your Dragon manual by Hiccup Horrendous Haddock III, and it's translated from Old Norse by Cressida Cowell. And essentially this follows a boy called Hiccup. He lives with his dad and they kind of hunt these dragons and kill them. and then Hiccup finds one and he doesn't want to kill it, and he wants to like protect it, and he learns what makes it work and like how to train it and how to be able to like, keep it and how they work and how to be nice to it rather than just kill it and stuff. So it's all that and everything in there, and I'm really looking forward to reading the books. I got this for a penny on the Waterstones marketplace, which is amazing. So it was a second-hand one, but still like a penny. Come on. So I'm really looking forward to reading it. I wanted to read it before, but I had literally no time to start it, but I'm looking forward to starting it over the summer and getting the rest of them and finally being able to actually read the books and see what the books are about, because I've not let myself watch the second film or any of the show until I've read the whole books. So yeah. Then we have Midnight Never Come by Marie Brennan, and this is a book I meant to start a long time ago and didn't. I actually got sent this book by Titan Books, and I got sent the second one as well, so thank you so much, and it genuinely sounds like something I'm going to love. I don't understand why I haven't started it yet, but by the end of this summer I'm going to finish these books. So this is about an England under the reign of Elizabeth I, and underneath the court, underneath the Queen's court and everything that goes on, beneath that is the Fae court. I just, like, I'm gonna love this book. Like, I don't know why I haven't started it. Cassandra Clare and Sarah J Maas, regardless of what people think about their books and stuff, really introduced my love for Fae. Before that, I was like, I don't want this. Like, I don't like this. Why are people writing this? And I just thought I had no interest in it at all. And then I love it. They are like some of my favourite like fantasy characters now. I love learning more about them and folklore and stuff. So I know I'm gonna love this book. Like, I just know I'm gonna love this series, and I don't know why I haven't started it yet. Maybe when I finish Harry Potter this might be the first one, because I just know I'm gonna love it, and I've heard so many good things and I can't wait. So I'm gonna crack into this one soon. So excited to finally get into these, so I have to read them this year. Like, tell me off if I haven't, because I really want to. And then also I want to read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. This is all 4 of them, the trilogy of 4. So this is about a man called Arthur Dent who has just had his house demolished. It's been a bit of a stressful morning, and then Earth gets unexpectedly demolished as well to make way for a new hyperspace bypass thing, and he's, you know, he's just sort of had a bit of a day really, and it's everything that unfolds from there. So I'm really looking forward to it this year. As some of you guys know, if you've been watching my channel like before this year or from the start of this year, I have found a newfound love for sci-fi, and I really like it. And I didn't before, so it's really good. I'm really good at it. I'm really loving it. So I am looking forward to reading this, because I've not heard a bad thing about it. Then we also have the Korman Strike series by Robert Galbraith, J.K. Rowling pseudonym, you know the story. I do have the first one, and I've read the first one, but like it's right at the bottom of my bookcase, and I'm really lazy. I read the first one, but I want to read the second 2 in the series as well. There is going to be another one coming out soon, so I want to have the second and third read by the time that one comes out. I loved the first one. It's about a private detective called Korman Strike, who's kind of, his personal life is kind of a bit of a standstill, not very good at the moment, and he gets hired by the brother of a famous model who, it's claimed that she committed suicide, but her brother doesn't think so, and he has to try and uncover what really happened. And I loved it. Like, I loved it so much. So I'm really looking forward to reading the rest of the series, because I've been told by so many of you guys and by so many other of my friends that have read it as well that it only gets better. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And then I have The Wicked by Gregory Maguire, which is the untold stories of the witches of Oz before Dorothy got there, how the Wicked Witch became the Wicked Witch and all that stuff. This is the book that inspired the musical, and that musical is my favourite musical. That was my first musical that I saw in the West End, and the first musical I saw in Broadway. So it holds a massive, like, you know, it's very dear to me. Like, it's got a lot of good memories and stuff. It was my birthday, and I was allowed to go to Waterstones and just choose whatever I wanted, because it's my birthday. Pretty happy about that. They had both of them, because there's also a second one, and I just finally decided it's time to get it, it's time to read it, see what you think about it. So I finally bought it, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. I'm going to hopefully start this one as well. I might do this one, then the Marie Brennan one, then Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and then take the other ones on holiday, but we'll see. So yeah, so I want to do that. Yeah, I'm excited to read them. So yeah, they are like the main series that I want to read this year, that I want to finish this year as well, and like that I properly want to finally sit down, explore the stories, get involved with the stories, and I'm just really excited to do so. I mean, we're coming up, this is midway now, midway through the year, so I need to kind of like properly get my reading game on if I want to do it. It's a little bit ambitious, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to diving into some really big fantasy worlds and some good worlds, because I've been reading a lot of contemporaries, which has been really good, but I really want to throw myself back into fantasies because I really love it and I miss it, and I'm gonna read this. So have you read any good series this year? Are you planning on reading any series this year? What kind of things have you been reading? What do you want to read? Have you read any of these? Are these good? Are you planning on reading any of these? Let's discuss down below. If you're new here, I make videos a couple of times a week, so if you would like to stick around and join us, then you can do that. And as usual, all my links will be in the description below if you would like to come hang out on the other social medias. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're doing really well, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.